Okay, this is a quick and dirty video to show how to install the Promaster 20 backup camera off Amazon. That doesn't come with any schematics on how to wire this thing up or any instructions really at all. Someone asked me a question, so I'm just going to do this really quick to show you how to do it. First of all, when they send this to you, they don't give you any of these screws, so you need to take this whole assembly that they send you out to like Home Depot or something, and then just size some screws to thread this, and also there's a set inside here. That part, figuring out this little puzzle isn't too difficult, so just take the whole unit down with you, size some screws that are just the right size, not too big so that you don't crack the housing, and then you should be good. You run all the wiring for the assembly. That you reuse your light here. Obviously, you reuse these lights here. You just get this in the package, the black part, you assemble it here. You run the wiring through the back of the port here, and then on the inside, you just have to reach your hands in here and run the wiring right here that comes with the unit. Route it all the way around the beam down the column here, and then I routed mine along this channel here that runs all the way down to the front of the van, and I'll show you how I ran that through the headliner and mounted it in just a second. I'll probably reroute this at some point. It's kind of temporary. I've just got some twisty ties here, but when I put the insulation in here and build it out, I'm probably going to route it a little bit better. The other thing that they don't give you that you need is a hot wire. You know, just measure how much you need to get from the back of your van to the front. I don't know, I'm guessing it's 20 feet, probably a little bit more with all the twists and turns. You take the power cable that comes from, and the video cables that come from the device, run through here, run that all the way to the front of the van. Then what you need to do is take your hot wire, and that's gonna run down this channel until you get to, I've already removed the panels here for access, but it's easy, till you get down to the assembly that comes off the back of the tail light. You need to get a 12-volt tester. You can just use those cheap ones that have a little point on it. Put the van in reverse, obviously not while it's running because you don't want to get run over, but just turn the key on, put the van in reverse, then take that tester and just poke all of these wires until it lights up. If you want a shortcut, it's the green and white wire, which is for the backup tail light. So when you're in reverse, this wire has power. Sorry, it's getting out of focus. This light has power here, or this wire has power. So then you get one of these splicers. I don't know what they're called, but it's an inline splicer. You just take your power cable, you splice it into your backup lights, and then you route this cable from your tail light back up the column, however you want to route it, all the way back up to the front of the van. And then what I did here is, see, it comes all the way up to the front, both the video cables and the wiring cable. Then what I did was I got a fishing, you use, you know, whatever you want to use wire, but I have a fishing line for wiring, and I shoved that down through here until it came out of, I could reach it through the headliner, and I'll show you how to get to that in just a second here. All right, again, sorry for this crappy quality, but I just wanted to get this out real quick this morning to help this person. So then, you know, this is where we ran it up the side channel to the front. Here's where I showed you coming in from the back. Then what you need to do is, it's really simple, just you pull this off. Well, I said it was simple. Yeah, so you just pull that off like that. So now you've got this, all your liner hanging here. You can pull it down all the way from the front. So now you can see what I did is you fish the line, and it's not that easy, but you know, you can get it done. You fish the line through the hole there, and then I ran mine right there through the edge of the panel all the way down. You know, these are airbags here, so I've rent down the outside of the airbags, and that's the only way I've seen other people do it. I think they blow out this way, so since they're behind, I don't think it's impeding anything, but don't hold me to that. Then it comes down here, and I run it under the dash. Then what you need to do is fish this again, however you want to do it, under your dash to pull it out into the fuse box here. Then once you have, so this is the power that comes all the way from the back of the van, and these wires here are what come off the back of the camera. I don't know what camera you bought, but it should be similar. And then what you have to do is splice the power cable from that comes from the tail light in the back of the van into the power cable for the camera, the monitor. Then the other half of this equation is the ground that goes to the camera, which will also ground the wire, you know, all the way from the back. You just need to screw it into the ground here. You don't need to wire any power here because the power is coming from the tail light only when it's in reverse. Then I fished this line from the camera. That's obviously fished down the same way from the camera. So here you can see this is just sticky mounted to the dash, and then the wire from the video feed and the power come down through the side of there, like I said, into here where we spliced it into the power from the backup light and grounded it, and that's it. One additional note off camera is that I neglected to call out that you also there's a power at some point along the video cord that comes from the camera that also has to get power from the tail light. The tail light powers at the same time the monitor and the camera. Should be obvious where that is. It may even be up in the dash where it joins with the monitor. I can't remember, but you'll see it. And so just make sure that both the camera and the monitor are getting power from the rear tail light.